Realme is back this year with its 9 series, which highlights 3 unique cell phones, the 9i, 9 Pro and 9 Pro Plus. It's the center chile on test in this survey, checking out at everything from the conspicuous design and 120Hz showcase to its 5000 mAh battery and strong execution. Anyway, how can it contrast with its kin, as well as other cell phones in its cost range? How about we find out? Design and assemble. Round edge design. Side-mounted unique mark sensor. No IP rating. Plastic edge and back. The Realme 9 Pro might be a reasonable Android, yet it punches over its sticker price to the extent that its design goes. This is characterized by a plastic back with a sparkling light shift chameleon paintwork, coming in either Aurora Green, 12 PM Dark or Dawn Blue. This means it changes tone and tone while getting the light from various points, making a sort of luminous sheen. Beside the eye-getting back, the Realme 9 Pro highlights an edge-to-edge 6:6 touchscreen with somewhat limited bezels and a poke-hole selfie camera in the upper right of its showcase. Volume buttons are on the left-hand side of the telephone, while the power button cum finger impression sensor is on the right. As opposed to iPhones and a few later Androids, the telephone fortunately conveys a 3.5mm earphone jack, findable on the left-hand side of its base edge, where you'll likewise track down the USB-C port. The Realme 9 Pro measures in at 164x76x 8.5mm, making it greater than the Realme 9 Pro Plus, however more modest than something like the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus or the iPhone 13 Pro Max. It weighs 195 grams, so 13 grams heavier than the 9 Pro Plus. In any case, it's still observably lighter than numerous different gadgets in its section, and keeping in mind that it's a somewhat enormous telephone, it not even once felt too unwieldy or gawky in my medium-sized hands. Notwithstanding having a satisfying design and strong form, the telephone tumbles down a little regarding its solidness. It comes up short on true IP rating, so proprietors ought to probably be cautious with it around water and sand or residue. Screen and speakers. 6.6 LCD IPS board. Full HD plus Gold. 120Hz refresh rate. The Realme 9 Pro purposes a 6.6 in presentation, with a 20:9 viewpoint proportion and a goal of 2412x1080 pixels. Strangely, the LCD IPS board is as opposed to the Super AMOLED screens you can find on the Realme 9 and Realme 9 Pro Plus. Notwithstanding having just a LCD board, the 9 Pro's showcase is adequately good, without being staggering. Recordings and pictures are fresh, while the help for a 120Hz refresh rate makes looking over smoother, albeit maybe not so smooth as you see with other 120Hz Androids with additional strong processors. It's a comparable story with the presentation's splendor. Averaging at around 430 nits, it's splendid enough, taking everything into account. Yet most clients will experience occurrences where they need to physically change the screen to make pictures or recordings more clear. There is an auto splendor highlight, which is for the most part responsive enough to changes in encompassing light, while the eye solace mode, which channels out blue light, likewise makes the generally visual experience a really respectable one at the cost. Specs and execution. Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 5G, up to 8GB SLAM, 128GB of stockpiling. The Realme 9 Pro sudden spikes in demand for a Qualcomm SM6375 Snapdragon 695 5G processor, a chip you'll likewise find on the Redmi Note 11 Pro, OnePlus Nord N25G and Poco X4 Pro 5G. Qualcomm utilized a 6nm assembling process for the 695, empowering it to squeeze more semiconductors into a more modest space, meaning it's quicker than past ages of chips that utilize 7nm and 8nm processes. The telephone utilizes 6GB of Smash as standard, in spite of the fact that my survey unit profited from 8GB, which will cost a piece extra. It likewise offers 128GB of UFS 2.2 inside stockpiling, with no choice to have a somewhat more costly model with 256GB or 512GB of memory. Luckily, you can find a microSD card opening in the SIM card hole, empowering clients to save more records and applications. Cameras. 64MP f divided by 1.8 principal camera, 8MP f divided by 2.2 ultra-wide, 2MP f divided by 2.4 large scale, 16MP f divided by 2.1 front camera. The Realme 9 Pro's back camera arrangement incorporates a 64MP principal shooter with a f divided by 1.8 opening, a 8MP ultra-wide focal point, and a 2MP large-scale focal point. It likewise includes a 16MP selfie camera with a f divided by 2.1 opening on its front. This sort of triple focal point arrangement is in accordance with a significant part of the mid-range Android market at the present time, yet tragically the Realme 9 Pro doesn't exactly stay aware of the majority of its companions. While its 64MP fundamental focal point can take some extremely rich and beautiful photographs in great normal light, its quality will in general plunge in practically any remaining circumstances. Battery duration and charging. 5000 mAh battery. 33W quick charging. Connector included. The Realme 9 Pro's 5000 mAh battery is one of its greatest selling focuses, with the telephone equipped for enduring long stretches without requiring a re-energize. Exceptionally light clients can last a few days without arriving at 0% charge, while heavier clients will effectively endure 24 hours prior to getting the charger out. In the PC Mark Work 3.0 battery test, the telephone lasted an incredible 18 hours and 30 minutes, even with its presentation set to 120 Hz. This is generally because of that productive 6nm Snapdragon chipset. The telephone likewise accompanies a 33W mains charger, which is prepared to do quick charging. While it doesn't measure up to the super quick chargers we presently see with OnePlus and Xiaomi telephones, for example, it can go from void to 100% in around 1.5 hours. In our typical 30-minute test, the Realme 9 Pro reached a nice half, so while it isn't the quickest, its charging capacities ought to satisfy everything except the most restless or time kept from clients. Wireless charging fans might be disheartened, however, since the 9 Pro doesn't uphold this. All things considered, with an extensive battery and a quickly enough mains charger, it truly offers incredible incentive at its cost. Programming and applications. Android 12. Realme UI 3.0. 2 years of operating system redesigns. As opposed to other reasonable Androids like the Xiaomi Redmi Note 11 territory, the Realme 9 Pro operates on Android 12 from the outset, with Realme UI 3.0 running over it. The last option isn't one of the most intriguing Android skins accessible right now, yet it enjoys the benefit of being easy to use, with a reasonable and cleaned-up interface. The benefit of having a generally clear working system is that it will in general work without a hitch, with minimal in the approach to slow stacking times or lethargy. Everything is apparently quick, from opening applications to evolving settings.